I am live. Okay. I'll wait a little bit so people can catch up. Because I just had to hop off of Facebook. Now I have to re-explain my whole project here. And I need to get set up with my laptop. What's up? What's up, Hunter? I binge watched some of your videos again, man, because I'm curious about those tubes. Just tubes in general. I'm not a tube shooter. I've actually made it a point to be very anti-tube. Oh, man. Okay. You gotta figure out technology. I'm not good with technology. Oh, okay. Oh. I'm sitting on the floor. Alright, so let me show you what I got here. Canvas tarp. Fiberglass. Bondo fiberglass resin. You guys can look at that one. And binding posts. We're going to make a slingshot out of that. It's part of the Sling 24 challenge. We want to, the challenge is to spend $24 and you only have 24 hours to make a slingshot. As good as you can, as quick as you can, as powerful. I mean, there's no real rules to it. Except for those couple of things. What's up, Casey? I was thinking about making a laminated asymmetrical frame. Have you ever made one? Not a laminated one, but I've made plenty of asymmetrical frames, like natties, or like plywood. I love asymmetrical frames if they hold well. Asymmetrical frames, just the look, I'm not into that much, but if they hold really well, I like that a lot. Asymmetrical frames are cool too because you don't have to worry about proportion or symmetry so much between the forks. So I got my canvas here. This canvas 4x5. This was only $6. It was $5.98, I think. And then my fiberglass resin that I bought here was $14. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna eat. How much of that I'm gonna need though. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is when I make micarta, I usually use Total Boat epoxy, 2-part epoxy, and that is a 1-to-1 mixture. And this is not a 1-to-1 mixture. This is the resin, and this is the hardener. So you need to like drip, 1 drip for every ounce or something like that. Should probably read the directions. Mix in small amounts. Large amounts at one time will reduce working time. Never mix hardener in the resin can. Do not mix fire. It says estimate amount of resin needed to saturate fiber mat or cloth. Ratio of resin to hardener is as follows. For 1/4 can of resin, use 1/4 tube of hardener. Jesus. Okay, it says mix 1 ounce of resin with 10 drops of hardener. So I have cups that are 3 ounce cups, and we'll mix in 30 drops of the hardener then. I need a push pin to open this as well. And then what we're going to do first, though, is we're going to cut up the canvas because we want to have it ready for the epoxy or the resin. We want to make sure that each sheet, however big you're going to make your sheet, is like ready to do it up. And then we're going to smash the micarta, so all the layers, once they're fully saturated, we're going to smash them and pressurize in between some barbell plates because I don't have a proper press. But I make micarta all the time and I never use a press. I always use the barbell plates. Another necessary ingredient is going to be my gloves here. We'll go ahead and set those to the side, get them ready. And then we will start cutting this canvas up into the necessary amount. The other cool thing is, luckily, I have had some experience with this. So, I know about how many layers I'm going to need. Cool thing about this too is you don't need to cut everything perfect. You just cut it a little bit bigger than you think you need. Cut myself. So I'm going to use this piece of felt because this is normally the size micarta that I make as a template. And I'm going to cut one square of the canvas off with that. So I have one sheet of canvas, and I'm gonna need, I want 15 layers, I believe. That can't be right. I want 8. Eight of these. 8 of them. And then what we'll do is we'll cut the slingshot. We'll cut 2 slingshot out of this, and then we'll laminate the 2 pieces together with like some 2-part epoxy glue. So it'll look like this. And then we'll cut one like that. And then we'll cut one like that. And after it's all laminated up, or after it's all solid, we'll cut 2 of them out of this one sheet and then glue the 2 pieces together to make our final thickness. So then I'm just going to measure each one next to each one. That way they're all about the same size. So we got 2. Three. 4. 5. I need to cut one more strip along here. Measured out about the same width. So we'll try to make it as even as possible. Okay. Guys, who else is going to be doing this too? So I want to know who else is going to join in on the fun eventually. How thick will that micarta be when you're done with it? So typically when I make up when I make up about 6 or 7 layers of the canvas, it turns out to be just a little bit, like about a 1/4 inch thick. So that's using about 6 or 7 layers, roughly. If you can obviously make it thicker or less thick, and like I said, it'll be about a 1/4 inch thick, a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, probably about 5/16 of an inch. And then when we cut out, we can cut two slingshots out of it. So one like that down here, and then one like that. And then we'll glue the 2 faces together, and that'll create a slingshot that's a little over a 1/2 inch thick. So it'll be like maybe maybe 5/8 inch thick, roughly. I mean, you can always make it thicker or thinner. The reason I'm going to do that is because this stuff sets really fast. With my typical epoxy that I use, you could just keep layering it up because that stuff doesn't harden for like 30 minutes. So you have a lot of working time. Ugh. And I have used this stuff before, I've just never used it to make micarta. So I was trying to think about dyeing it too, to make it different colors, but I didn't have enough money in the budget for it, and it's supposed to be like something simple anyway. So normally when I buy my regular 2-part epoxy, I get it's like $120 for a 2-gallon size. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this one's 6. 7. Eight. 9. Okay, F it. We're just gonna go make it 10 layers. Why not? That'll finish off my strips here. And actually, these strips are the perfect size to laminate over the top of each other again. And then I could easily make a PFS out of what's left over. You could use food coloring if it's cotton canvas. Yeah, but we were supposed to spend $24 and no more. And I didn't buy any food coloring for this challenge, so it's not on the receipt. So you think toilet paper would work? It would probably work. Yeah, probably. I mean, if you could work with it. Yeah, if you could work with it and get it flat, it would probably work fine. I like the plain burlap micarta though. Yeah, me too, man. I like it a lot. Okay, we're gonna put that over there. Put that there. Let me show you guys my other setup here. It'd be awesome. Yeah, don't they make like triple ply and quadruple ply toilet paper? It would get pretty thick pretty quick, I think. Show you guys something else too. So this canvas is cotton, and you can use just regular RIT dye and dye it different colors: red, blue, green. And then I put RIT dye in my Folgers coffee containers and mix a little bit in there. And then I just keep it on the counter. And if I want to dye more, I just put it back in there. So I don't have to waste it all. Okay, sorry. I've got to get some plastic cups. Just gonna set that there. Some littler cups to mix a little bit at a time in. These cups are 3 ounces each. So we'll mix a little bit at a time and then pour it as we need it. And I know I'm gonna need, let's see, it'll be 3 of each, so I only used, so I'll probably only need 3 cups. But it can't hurt to have more just in case. So I got my stack. Mixing sticks. The big cups and the cups to measure. I'll try to find a more advantageous place to put you. Ooh, that is precarious. Ooh, this is a good spot right there. Try to make this work. This way a little bit. Okay, cool. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. Parker, what's up, man? Pew, pew, pew. Okay. And gloves. Oh, you know what? I could just use this actually. That should be fine. No, I can't use that. Hold on, I'm gonna grab a Ziploc bag. Okay. I need a Ziploc bag to put it in when I'm done. Okay. My little setup here. I can hear you. Good. Good. Glad you guys can hear me because I get worried about that. Need a okay. Oof. Having a good day. I'm always having a good day, man. Not always, but I try to make my day good. But yeah, today was a good day. Had a good day at work. Made some money. Had a couple of Etsy sales today too, so I felt good about that. Gonna fill this up. So the ratio is 1 full cup, which is 3 ounces, and then 30 drops of the hardener. Boy, does that stuff stank. Should be wearing my respirator while I'm doing this. Go grab that thing. I don't know where it is. I forget it. You guys won't be able to hear me. Anyway. So I'm counting on 30 drops. Awesome. 30 drops. They say safety third. Yeah. going to mix it up. Put the first layer down. Pour it on there. Spread it around. First one needs a lot because every layer is going to get a little bit from both sides from the layer below it, but the first one doesn't have a layer below it. Now we want to try to kind of stack these and go kind of quick because we don't want this stuff to start kicking and getting hard. Dang, I already knew it was gonna go faster. Didn't think it would go that fast. Okay. First time you caught me live, huh? Hey man, appreciate you. Or lady, I don't know. Appreciate you watching. Just making some micarta. Nothing super duper fancy. I'm gonna make sure we get all the dry spots. You can't really use too much because any extra is gonna squeeze out. Just want to make sure that it's pretty well saturated. Dang, stuff's going fast. What else is going on, guys? Talk to me. I'm trying to read the chat, but how's the fumes on that? It's horrible. It smells absolutely terrible. I'm sure I'm gonna go to bed with a headache tonight. But at least you guys can hear me, right? I do it for the views. Luckily, I have a great big basement. It's well ventilated. It's not that well ventilated, actually. If I start acting funny, you guys know who to call. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever used this stuff, but it is stanky. Holy moly. That's already the 3 cups I thought I was going to use. I obviously need more than that. Yeah, Hunter, have you ever used this stuff? Ugh. Can't wait to see the frame you make. Oh yeah, yeah, Parker. I'm gonna get on that. I got still got two people ahead of you in line here, but I should be able to start that probably this weekend. What kind of cloth am I using? It's canvas. It's a great big painter's tarp. It's just getting all over the place too. Starting to get sticky, like real sticky. I got a couple more sheets though. Yeah, it smells like have you ever smelled have you ever hung out in a like a mechanic's garage? It's kind of what it smells like. It's just this like weird, strong chemical smell. One more. So this time we'll do about a half cup. Gloves are definitely getting sticky now. Would it be what it do? What's up, man? Try making some. Yeah, it's Micarta stuff. It's awesome. It's super strong stuff. And you can make it in a ton of different colors, ton of different materials. You can make it out of paper. You can make it out of canvas. You can make it out of felt. You can make it out of burlap. You can make it out of like linens. You can make it out of jeans, like your old T-shirts. Um, you can make it out of damn near anything. All you need is some sort of material to absorb the epoxy or the resin, and then you need the resin. And every damn buddy and their brother uses resin these days, so you can buy this stuff almost anywhere. Okay, last one. Alright guys, if you hung out with me this whole time so far, you're about to hit the payload. This is how I press the material. And the pressing is very important because it's going to remove the air pockets and stuff. Woo. Okay. De-glove and re-glove. Man, these fumes are getting to me now. Oof. What do you got? Where can I get that mix of epoxy resin? So I bought this at Menards, but they sell it all over the place. They sell it at Walmart. It's in the automobile section, so you just gotta go into the car section to find it. It's Bondo fiberglass resin. So now I'm gonna try to stick this in a bag, Ziploc bag. It actually doesn't matter if it's a Ziploc because you're not gonna zip it. I'm gonna clean all this up. Move that out of the way. Barbell plates, guys. Barbell plates. This is the key. They're very wide and they're very heavy. So this is a piece of flooring from when I put new floors in my house. I'm going to use a couple of decent looking pieces. Lay that there. We'll lay this right on top. Do not seal the bag. You'll get air bubbles. And then we're going to put that on top. So the piece of flooring provides a nice flat even surface on both sides. Just center it by eye. And then I'm going to lift this, set it down nice and gently. And because it's so wide, the weight balances itself out pretty nicely. I'm going to put this on top and then another one on top as well. So now that's a 45 and two 25s. That's 95 pounds. It's almost 100 pounds of pressure. It's probably triple or quadruple what I actually need. But that's it. Now we just have to wait for this stuff to cure. Hooah! What do you think? It's pretty crude, I think, maybe, but I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. Can't even really see it under there. I thought you might be able to see it, but can't see it. And then look, I have a whole bunch of canvas left over. Throw this in my little pile. And I got a whole bunch of this Bondo left over. It's probably 28.8 ounces. How many cups did I use? It was like 4.5, I think, maybe. So I used not even half of it. So we can make a lot more slingshots with that, actually, if we wanted to. I'm gonna grab my I'm gonna grab a frame up here. Now you know how to make a press. Look at a couple other things. Ooh, we're in the dark. Scary. Oh, there we go. I want grab a couple frames, and then we'll head back down and do some shooting. Oh man, I gotta say though, working on the floor makes my knees hurt. Getting old, man. I'm not old at all, actually. I just feel old, I guess. Oh, I'll show you guys a couple of the things that I have made. This is my felt micarta. It's the same size. It's just 2 pieces of felt just smashed on top of each other, so it's real thin. This is canvas. This is a template that's traced for a custom that I'm making. But I dyed the I used like a bunch of colors in the epoxy, and then I put it on green canvas, which I had also dyed, and then you know, that way it really the color really comes out, because a lot of times the epoxy makes the stuff have a wet look to it, so it always gets darker. Ugh. I'm gonna get my laptop too. Then this one, that's green canvas, dark green canvas. You can see this is the result of my barbell plate press. It's really uniform. It comes out really nice. This is still raw. I cut the edges, because the edges always come out looking like this. But that's just because the resin spills out. But I cut it nice and square, and you can see it's very uniform thickness. This is a piece that didn't get epoxy in it, but pretty nice for a meathead press. And I got white felt on the bottom, and then the green on this one. This is one I made out of burlap. It's a few different, maybe 6 or so layers of burlap. And again, real even thickness. And it's not perfect. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be, honestly. It's I measured it with calipers, digital calipers, and it's only off to like 0.2 from one side to the other. And then the bottom is black felt. So this is even different materials you can laminate together. It doesn't matter. The epoxy absorbs into the fibers of the material, and then when it hardens, it's just a piece of plastic. So I got a bunch of that. I also have, oh, hold on. So there's more stuff that you can do with epoxy. I got these silicone 8x8 silicone sheet. It's like a cake pan. I got them on Amazon, real cheap. And inside there, my wife likes to pour resin. And she makes some wild designs in there, man. I mean, you can see how crazy that looks. I can use these for scales or, you know, what have you. This, you can see behind it a little bit. I got this one for my beloved Chicago Bears colors. I actually like the back of this one too. And camo. But my wife made all those. When it comes to the micarta, I don't know if she knows one end from the other. She doesn't make that stuff, but when it comes to the mixing of epoxy, I suck, and my wife is awesome with this epoxy stuff. So I have her make me these sheets from time to time, and then just pour it so it's about a 1/4 inch thick into the silicone mold, and then let it cure. Takes the one that we use cures after like 24 hours maybe. So all that stuff is eventually gonna become slingshots. And I'm pumped about it. I'm here for it, man. Is anybody shooting while they're watching? Right now. Got polycarbonate, OPFS, the binding posts. I was that close. Yeah, that's it. That was the shot. What are you guys shooting today? That's clearly really cool. I love the puns. The dad jokes. It's 3/8 inch. I didn't sand this up as much as I wanted to. I don't know if I'm even gonna, because as soon as you start to put it in your pocket and walk around with it, it starts to get scratches and stuff in it anyway. So as long as it looks pretty good. Shooting HGH, heck yeah. Is that HGH one of those clipped ones? Need to order more ball bearings. Ugh, I'm always ordering ball bearings. I feel like I get a shipment of balls or a shipment of latex like twice a week. It is the clipped one. They're super nice. I just got one. I'm gonna make custom scales for it. They're very nice. They're very heavy though. Ooh, I smacked it. MPFE. That's the magpie one. Want to a wrap and tuck one. I don't know how I feel about clips. Yeah, listen, I'm on record as saying that there's a few things about slingshots that I'm not a fan of. One of them is clips. Shooting your torque? Heck yeah. Torque's an awesome frame, man. Coercion. Coercion. Ugh. So I got that one. I got the clear one here. And then also have my BFS carbon fiber in green. Autocorrect. Gotta love autocorrect. But I am more accurate. Even though I really am starting to like these OPFS, I'm more accurate with my BFS. I think I just have a lot more experience with it. There it is. I got some more copper coming in, and I got more carbon fiber, and I don't know if I have any other materials coming in. Ooh, smashed it. Ooh, I was high on that one. I have not been able to shoot much today, though. I'm sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Parker. Smashed it. Love shooting this thing, man. Yeah, Parker, we had some not my immediate family, like nobody in my house, but we did have some COVID run through our extended family. My brother-in-law, he had to stay in the hospital for a few days, but he's out now and on the road to recovery. So, we're happy that he's out of the hospital now. It's always scary, man. When people get sick and have to stay in the hospital, it's always scary. I hope you feel better, man. I do. I wouldn't wish this sickness on anybody right now. You could barely be around people and be coughing at the moment, like choking on water or something, you know? It's a weird world these days. Hunter, if you're still watching, I'm gonna shoot this one real quick. Just some Falcon. I haven't shot this thing in a minute. That's pretty good. I picked up a tip. Picked up a tip from Mr. Taking Shots himself, and I shoot like that. I was shooting like this with my thumb out, but when I would shoot, I would always do something like this. And now if I pull it over, I can easily get it even. And now my shots, I don't have so many flyers anymore. There we go. Woo. Yeah, I appreciate that, man, and I hope you get better, man. I do. I'm not an expert, but I do know that when you're sick, there's two things that will help speed your recovery along. One is drinking fluids, and the other is just resting. How do you shoot that? So I put mine on my ring finger like this. Sometimes a pinky if the bands are a little long. These bands are a little too short though. And then spread my fingers in there. And I pull it over like that. So when you shoot, and I shoot gangster, shoot everything gangster. So I do like that. Yeah, use the fingers. I'm gonna shoot my phone on accident, watch. Like that. So I did shoot like this for a long time. Like that. With your thumb out. But I kept doing this. And so you can see that the bands are uneven. I couldn't put my thumb quite right. But I saw one of Hunter's videos taking shots that he had his thumb like that instead, and he pinched his fingers together like this. But I spread mine just a little bit because my anchor on a short draw is here, and this is too narrow, so I have to spread my fingers a little bit like that. God, I can still smell that. Let's see what the cure time is on it. Damn, it's already 11:15. That guy sounds kind of cool. If you do say so yourself. Allow material to cure approximately 2 hours at 75 degrees. Curing will take longer at cold temperatures. To speed curing, use a heat lamp at least 18 inches from repair or approximately 15 minutes. Cracking can occur if overheated. Once cure sand repaired area with 3M sandpaper, 80 grit. $2 cure time? Holy hell. That seems suspicious. The resin that I'm used to using has you can't touch it within 8 hours because it'll still be like tacky. It stays liquid for like at least a couple hours, like maybe 4 hours or so. You can't really touch it within 8 hours because it stays tacky, and it takes for a full cure is at minimum 24 hours. So if you wait 24 hours, it'll be pretty good to go. But it keeps hardening after that. So it's like you can handle it after 12 or 24 hours, something like that. But it keeps curing for like 3 days. I don't really have anything else going on. Just didn't prepare anything except the build, the 24 challenge build. And just keep shooting, but you guys can't even see my target, so you don't know if I'm hitting it or not. What's something else you guys want to see me try beside obviously making my own Micarta or whatever? Do you guys have suggestions or wants and needs? I had a chair over here, but I don't know where my chair went. Guess I could just clear the stuff off this other one, huh? It's not really where it's supposed to go, though. Put this stuff right there. Ugh. Got you guys stacked up on the bar. Why so specific? 3M sandpaper. What if you use a different brand of sandpaper? If you use a different brand, the whole thing probably falls apart. I don't know. It'd be funny if it said that on the can, but I have no idea. I don't use... I buy all my sandpaper. Oh, God. Oh, I'm turning into a pumpkin, man. I buy all my sandpaper from Amazon, so... Oof. Oh, yeah. I look so disheveled. This is how I was at work today, too. Taking shots says, eat a ghost pepper. I neither have ghost peppers nor have the inclination to eat a ghost pepper. Natural fork slingshots. Yeah, I know. The natties. Everybody loves a good natty, man. Everybody loves a good natty. Right now I have two naturals that I really, really like, and I don't really want to sell. But I get so many people, every time somebody posts natties and stuff that they made, or if they have if they want to see instructional videos, I love doing the natties, I really do, but I feel like that's, I've done it a lot, and I don't know, I like making them, though. They're quick, I can make up a natty in probably, from start to finish, probably 2.5 hours, not including, cure times and stuff. Maybe 3 hours if I have a more intricate design that needs sanding. like in a crevice or something. Like to see how I make a custom. I will post. I have a couple things coming for that. That is in the works right now, man. That is in the works right now. One of the problems with doing a custom, let me move this a little bit. One of the problems with filming a custom build is every step of the process is like a unique step, and occasionally you just forget to film something. And so like when you're building a custom, occasionally if you don't get the filming right and you forget to film something, it'll be like, oh, there was steps taken and I didn't show it to you, sorry. So yeah, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it right now. I actually have, let me see. I have a custom chupacabra I'm working on right now. And I'm finishing one or two others here and there. I've had like six custom builds over the last probably 2 months or so that I can remember. And 5 of the 6 have been chupacabras. What the hell? Why doesn't anybody want a Yeti? Like, the Yeti is my big design, my number one design. It's the one I shoot. People are like, nah, I want the other one. I want the one you made for your wife. Come on, guys, get with the times here. No, I don't care. I like making them. I really like making them. Actually, the chupacabras are just small. Obviously, they're the smallest gapper frame that I have, and they're hard for me to work on because they're so small. The sanding is harder. It's getting heavy. Have a good night. Absolutely, Hunter. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. Natties, though, I could make natties all day, every day. A million natties. Give me all the natties. I could show you guys what I have as far as my stock pile here. Take you guys over to where I keep my forks. So down here is where I keep all my forks. Got a whole bunch in this basket, in this crate, is all the natties that are good to go. So these are all dry and ready to be cut. See, like, some of the grain pattern is in there and everything. Then if I take the crate out and show you guys behind the crate, there's a whole bunch more back there. And all of those are ones that I'm not 100% sure are ready to be cut yet, or ready to be made. But even if they aren't ready, a couple short bursts in the microwave and they would be ready to go. So that is my pile. That's what I got as far as forks go right now. There's probably 25 or 30 of them in there. So they're coming, man. I promise, more and more and more. I'll always be... I can't imagine not making natural slingshots. Can't imagine it. Finally, he says. Yeah, they're coming. Natties are how I started, or at least they're one of the ways that I started, I guess. And then they're just been every single one comes out just a little different. Every single one has the different look to it, the different shape to it, the different size to it, different type of wood. They smell different. They sand different. Um, yeah, yeah, I love making them, man. Let's see some natties being made. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them. You got. I'm sure you guys have seen them before on my channel. I have made a whole bunch of natties on my channel. I've so many making naturals episodes. Um, Especially the shorts. I have a bunch of shorts out there. I actually just put out a video of like a whole bunch of like a compilation of all the shorts that I made making natties. And it was like I thought it was going to be like a 5-minute video. It ended up being like a 10-minute video. I live in northwest Alaska and we don't have any trees except bushes, so we have to use driftwood or willow bush. Oh man, that would suck so bad. Northwest Alaska? Oh my god. Wouldn't you have I suppose all you'd have up there is like pines, right? I mean, I get spoiled living in Northwest Indiana, actually, because we have every damn thing up here. We get all 4 seasons and like severe seasons. So like we get torrential rains, we get hurricane force, tornado winds. Um, uh, we get blizzards in the winter. Below zero temperatures are not abnormal. Um, and in the summers, it can get 100 degrees with 85% humidity up here. The problem is I live. If you guys look at a map of the United States where Lake Michigan comes down, I live in the town at the southmost point of Lake Michigan. Not southmost, but right on the edge of the southern part of Lake Michigan. So I could walk to Lake Michigan from my house in like 20 minutes. And the Arctic winds that come down from Canada come right across the lake, and there's nothing there to stop the wind. So they just come right down and yeah, and it gets cold as the daylights, cold as the dickens in the winter on occasion. And then in the summer, it's humid as a mother because I live right by Lake Michigan, so it exacerbates the seasons. We get what's called lake effect snow, which is just snow that fell over the lake, but the wind blew it onto the land. So if they're like saying we're going to get, 12 inches of snow, the lake effect could push that to like 15 or 16 inches because there's just snow that would have fallen on the lake that blew across the lake and ended up on the land. It's crazy up here, man. However, I cannot compare that to living in Alaska because I have never even been to Alaska. Oh, but back to the point. We get spoiled here because we have like every damn type of tree that you could imagine, man. I mean, except for palm trees, basically. We get fruit trees, like all different kinds of fruit trees, man. You can't really grow citrus fruits, but basically everything else, man. You can grow apples, pears, cherry, plum trees, all kinds of stuff like that. And then we have all kinds of nut trees up here. So we have um, walnut, pecan, maple, hickory, um, every damn thing up here. Farthest point in Northwest America, Point Hope, Alaska. Pine is mostly up here, yeah. Southern Kentucky, and it's either raining, muddy, or bone dry in summer. It's like 90 degrees and 90% humidity. Yeah, it's man, it could get bad up here. I was just thinking about this the other day. Actually, we had this Arctic chill. I don't remember what they called it, but it was like 3 or 4 days. This was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. We had 3 or 4 days in a row at the beginning of February where we had negative, I think the temperature got down to like -20, and then the wind chill made it feel like -50 degrees. And then like a year or two before that, we had 12 days in a row during the summer where it was over 100 degrees. Like, what? How? How do you have that like extreme temperature swings in one place? You guys are lucky. In Kentucky, we have a lot of different trees. Yeah, we have everything up here. I mean, I can't think of anything we don't have. Almost so most of the trees that are up here are oak or maple. That's like the two most common trees that you'll find. But like we have like people have just fruit trees in their yards. So like my father-in-law planted a few fruit trees in his yard. He had pear tree, he had apple tree, plum tree, but he had one tree that had a few different fruits on it because of the way that it was like spliced when they were saplings or whatever. They all grow fine. Cherry trees all over the place here. Um, and any tree that grows a fruit is usually good to make a slingshot with. And then almost any tree that has a nut on it. So we have like definitely hickory up here. We have walnut up here. Um, Oak obviously has the acorns. Maple. Um, the sugar maples are a little bit more rare, but they still are everywhere. Um, let's see. Fir. We have plenty of fir trees, although they're a little bit more rare than like the oak and maple trees. Um, yeah, we have everything up here. We have everything. Black walnut natty would be cool. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. It would be awesome. I haven't. I don't think I've ever used black walnut. But the trees are up here, so I could probably find something like that. Usually, where I go to cut my natties, my actual wood, it's this big park that's right by my house. It's like a mile away from my house, and there's like a big forest trail hiking thing in the back of the park, and it's got like 20 miles of trails throughout, and a lot of people ride their bikes through there, like their bicycles, and there's a little creek that flows through there as well. And because in the summer it's so humid, I can usually go down there and find really nice spalted wood, um, without any kind of a problem. And I only ever cut wood that's from downed trees. I do that for two reasons. One, because the wood is usually much more beautiful when it's already been fallen over and it's aged properly. The grains are so much more beautiful than if it was just a white wood on a green tree. But also because they dry out if they're fallen already. So you can get a fork and cut it up and make a natural immediately. The only reason that I have some that I'm not too sure of is because I don't know I don't know how wet they have been, so I want them to dry out from the snow and rain and stuff. We had a really nasty wet December that didn't amount to much snow. I'm in this thing called Civil Air Patrol. Long story short, it's a auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force, and I was in India. I think you mean Indiana this summer for 2 weeks for some training. Where about in Indiana were you? Indiana has like really only two like cities, I would say. Indianapolis, obviously, which is the capital, and then Gary, which is really close to where I live. Gary is like a stone's throw away from Chicago. Ugh. I'm gonna need to go to bed soon too. How long have I been on anyway? Ooh, almost an hour and a half. Cannibal Carnage made a mesquite natty about a week ago. Oh yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful slingshot that he made, man. I saw that one. I'm not a big fan of like the dyeing the woods. Like he dyes a lot of his woods like greens and blues and oranges and all kinds of stuff. I'm not a big fan of dyeing them. In fact, with natties, I hardly even ever stain them. I've only ever stained a couple of natties, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I think they're beautiful as they are. I am a big fan of dyeing plywood, though. God damn. You guys have ever seen Spectraply? Spectraply is gorgeous. Gorgeous plywood, man. It is beautiful plywood. Natty looked great. Capital Carnage has some great videos. Yeah, man, I love his channel. I love his channel. How thin plywood you go? I usually buy half-inch plywood, and then if I want to make it any thicker, I'll just stack two layers together, and then carve it down like as if I was carving a natty from it. I've had 3/4 inch plywood, and I've used 3/4 inch plywood, but at least in my experience, 3/4 inch plywood has more voids in it. Half-inch plywood, I hardly ever get like any serious voids at all. I was going to make that asymmetric, but wasn't sure about minimum width and thickness. Yeah, typically anything that's half-inch will be probably strong enough, depending on how thin you cut the frame, like how narrow you cut the frame. If you are worried at all that 1/2 inch might not cut it, then just go to 3/4 inch. But I think you want to avoid leverages. So if you're doing a over-the-top shooter and your fingers are pretty close to the bands, it probably isn't going to make any difference. If you are doing like a through the forks, I'd probably go with a 3/4 inch just to be safe. But plywood is like some of the strongest wood that you can possibly make. And with plywood frames, especially if I'm going to sell plywood frames, I always finish them with something that's solid. Never use oil on a plywood frame, because oil will eventually delaminate the plywood. Always use something solid. A varnish, polyurethane, epoxy resin, super glue, something that will dry hard on a plywood frame. It's actually better, in my opinion, to just leave plywood bare than it is to put oil on it. South Indian at Camp Atterbury. It's a military base. I have no idea where that is, man. I'm gonna try tomorrow. Yeah, let me know how it goes, Casey, because plywood is super strong. Even 1/2 inch plywood will probably do everything that you would need it to do with a slingshot. But if you're nervous at all about it, go to 3/4 and you'll have literally nothing to worry about. Just don't finish it with oil. It makes me crazy. It's like that plywood is glued together. Plywood is just laminations that have been like it's a piece of wood that's very thin, and then it's glue on top of that and another sheet of wood and glue and a sheet of wood and glue and sheet of wood, and they just alternate the grains. So if a grain goes this way on the first sheet, it'll go this way on the second sheet. And then on the third sheet, it'll go this way. And then on the fourth sheet, it'll go this way. And then on the fifth sheet, it'll go this way. And they just keep alternating the grain direction. And the 1/2 inch plywood that I buy has 9 layers in it. You're not going to break that. It's not going to happen. But if you put oil on it, oil can cause the glue to soften over time, potentially. Maybe not always, but potentially. And why would you want to take that risk? Just use a hard varnish or polyurethane or something. It's not difficult. I don't know why all these people use oil on their plywood slingshots, but you should not do that. No, it's like oil-based polyurethane. That's different. But just get something that'll harden over the top of it. Minute 34. Guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm tired. I had to work all day today, and I came home and did more work. Haven't eaten very much. Actually, I did eat a pretty decent sized dinner, so I'm tired. I think that I am going to head off to bed. Don't know how I got here. Well, neither do I, Louis III. I don't know how you got here either, man. But I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for watching. Guys, I would not keep making YouTube videos if there weren't people tuning in wanting to watch, so I appreciate every single one of you. If you have any suggestions for videos that you want to see, builds that you want to see, I know we talked about doing more natties, and we talked about showing how I make customs. If you guys want that type of stuff, just leave it in the comments. You know, find me on Facebook, ask me for it. I am totally unopposed to making the videos. Anything that has to do with slingshots. I love it all, man. I love it all. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to bed. I hope you guys have a good night, good day tomorrow, and I will be finishing up my Sling 24 challenge tomorrow. So wish me luck on that, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.